Hello, and welcome to a new episode of UKVersus. We're here on a Tuesday because unfortunately Richard got caught up at locals on Sunday. But that has given me time to get ill, so this is going to be a very Richard heavy episode.
Yeah, hi everyone. Hope that's okay with everyone. The plan for this evening, we'll have a quick sort of chat about whatever news we've had, and then we're going to do a deck build. So I'll be mostly driving, and yeah, I think the plan is Hawks, despite people memeing.
No, it's Splash Girl, right? Let me just pull up Splash Girl.
Despite people memeing on the poll on Facebook, we're not. The whole idea, and obviously I'm entirely blaming Brett on not clarifying on the post or letting people actually add their own entries of trying to meme.
Well, you need to let people add their entries because that's how you get the really interesting ones. Like, there's a couple of people that added things like back and go forward stuff.
Yes, yeah, I mean that's fine. But yeah, they probably should have clarified that we're not doing retro stuff. The whole point was to build a set 6 one, so that's what we're doing. And the winner of of all the set 6 ones was Hawks, so we're gonna do that this evening.
For the people that did vote for it, I did try to talk Richard into do it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Maybe at some other point we'll maybe do like an old dog new trick type thing and do it. But I just don't know enough about the retro card to retro format to realistically build a deck. It might be like an interesting thing to maybe get like a Squire or a Murray or someone who actually knows the cards and sort of I will build a deck and they can point out where my card choices are wrong or I've missed cards and stuff like that.
Well, that's why the old dog new tricks one is so good because you just use the current standard cards to make an older deck.
Yeah, I know, but we're not doing Splash Girl. We're doing Hawks instead. Because that was the winner on the poll that wasn't a retro character. So yeah, unfortunately on Sunday I was caught up at locals, memeing with Shinzo and haunting people. I lost a lot, but it was fun. Yeah, it was cool.
I'm just setting up your view while we just talk. Would you mind if we use the other deck builder?
We can. UKVersus.card, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's show the Dobbins have helped us out a lot. Let's show them some love.
Yes, I think I actually created an account for this. I think I've sort of used it, but I've not actually created an account.
So the other big news was the Wish tournament, which came out in first form.
Yes, so which that's I think the you hacker show stuff.
Yes, I actually called it. I put a meme video up about the organised play for next year. Richard said it wasn't funny. UVS disagreed, and they thought a couple of those guys found it very funny. So I posted it, and one of the things I put in there was that after Worlds there'd be this whole other event where if you won enough, you got a wish, and then a couple of weeks later, like 10 days later, boom, they make an event where you get a wish.
Yeah, like it's pretty cool as an idea. I
imagine the wish is going to be very limited. The Lenoko's already said that he's going to stop people wishing for more wishes, which is fair. But some people have said they want character cards. Some people have said that they want more region-based events and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'd wish for. Yeah, I'd have to give it a lot. Like, I don't think I'd go into it knowing what I'd pick. Yeah, I'd have to have a think, basically.
So while you have a think, we can talk about the other stuff, which is the cards like the spot as well as the alt art. So we found out that challenger cards are going to have challenger decks have an exclusive pack in there, which is going to have alt art cards, such as what we got with Spike the Bounty Hunter, which is really cool.
Yeah, they all look pretty cool. I mean, the choice of no XRs was interesting.
Spike's pretty cool. Vash is is a bit disappointing compared to Spike's.
Yeah, because they're at least sort of different, and Vash doesn't look overly different.
Yeah, it's just a action pose, casual pose kind of thing.
Yeah. Like, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the Spike art, but it's at least different. And these are pretty much the same. Yes, it's an odd one. I say the choice of no XRs was odd. I found with the
Well,
first
no,
form.
it's no non-character, non-SR
Yes. I don't know why that's a decision. And hi, welcome to the chat, Kit Kat Bar.
Oh, simply Kit Kat. We also found out that challenge decks are going to have an alternate character for the sideboard.
Yes, yeah, we knew that, but I think we didn't know necessarily which ones they were. So that's Faye and
Nicholas.
Yes. Yeah, and these all look cool, and obviously we'll just have to see how they shape down in standard. They look pretty good just on first glance, but yeah, I mean I've barely sort of grokked how set 6 is going to sort of fit into things, let alone worrying about how these are. So I'll worry about how those go into standard when they come in and get released. I think in like January, February time, and obviously hopefully have some idea of how all of this stuff and standard and spotlight fit into like tournament play. Mm-hmm. Yes. So this is like, is this like a pre? This is like the Dark tournament release thing. Is that a winner's card? I think, if I remember rightly, or something. Hmm. Hmm. Yes.
Alt Arts now. Sorry about that, Connor. Yeah, Alt Arts now get you guys now get Alt Arts instead, and then you've got on the right hand side the alt art for the winners, which kind of acts as like your invitations to the Wish tournament.
Yes. Yeah. So the winner gets their alt art, and then obviously I think participating gets you a different alt art, right?
Yeah, that's the one that's on the other left, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. We've got some brand new cards with like we've got some brand new cards with Genkai's Courage, Genkai's Guidance, which Genkai is really cool, and I'm going to be really upset if she doesn't get a Chrome. We're getting some reprints.
Yeah, 4 chromes, right?
That 4 chromes, like set all characters.
Announcement, yeah.
We'll get into that in a minute. We've got some reprints of older cards such as Sword Get Longer, which is the cards from the original Yu Hakusho set, which will be legal and have the new set symbol. Yes. And then we're going to have cards like... I forgot to transfer it over. Then we're going to have cards... I'm sure Genkai as well, because I'm looking... This is... You can tell Mel because I'm not unmute myself and I'm messing up. Mm-hmm. And then we've got a really, really interesting reprint in the Toguro Brothers.
Yeah. So these are going to be retro reprints, right? So they're going to be 12 card packs. So you've got the normal 10 cards, 11th card is your character, and the 12th card is your
one of 6 reprints, I think.
No, I think there's like 30 odd. I can't remember how many. There's a bunch, right? So there's a bunch that are reprints that are going to be standard legal. So reprints from the Yu Hakusho set 1, and then there's a bunch that are reprints from Yu Hakusho set 1, but they're only going to be retro legal.
Well, no, they're going to be legal in any tournament where that symbol is legal.
Yes. So okay, sorry, retro and I guess Yu Hakusho Spotlight, right? Yeah. So you know that obviously the sky isn't falling. They're not bringing Toguro Brothers back into standard because I think that's probably a mistake.
Oh yeah, it's a busted card. I think it ranges between $20 and $40 still.
Yeah. So again, it's obviously like a mainstay in retro. So the idea they're reprinting it, bringing them back into circulation, cool idea, making them more accessible. So I think like throwing, this is a good way to throw a bone for retro in these sets, just to have this kind of reprint slot.
It opens up more accessibility as well, because I've been trying to get hold of UKVersus, and I almost bought a bit the bullet and spent like £100 getting hold of them, and then then I heard about the reprint. I was like, excellent, because if you're not playing retro, no one's gonna want them.
Yeah, exactly. So people that open these things and just don't want them are just happy to trade them off. So yeah.
Then we did see UKVersus Spirit Detective himself, as well as the new Chromes. Now,
we only saw one of the Chromes.
We also want to come here. We saw UKVersus. Can you tell me 3 differences between the picture on the left and the picture on the right?
So just for clarity, obviously I've got the deck builder open in front of me. If I do that, and I'm just kind of vaguely following along on the phone.
So these are going to be brand new Chromes, which are going to be more in depth, more 3D detailed.
Yeah.
And there's some big differences between the regular character cards and the Chrome.
Yeah, so it's missing control, difficulty, and block, i.e. you can't use the Chrome as your starting character.
You have to use it,
starting character. It's
going to be Godzilla rules. It's going to be, you have to use this as your starting character.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
Yasuke itself can be in your deck, right? But it has to be the set version. I guess the thinking is that the Chrome will be effectively a marked card if you didn't. So
yeah, I imagine you'd have to have an alternate version that you could put in your deck if you wanted to change character and put it into your deck as a buddy block.
Yes. Yeah, so that card without the block zones can't ever be in your deck, right? So that's in the control deck. So
we'll go over what the cards actually do at a later date. There's some very interesting abilities. It does lead to more things being reprinted, like Spirit Shotgun, and it's going to be interesting to see Richard's reaction to those cards, because I have lost to those cards at Nationals in Retro.
Yeah. I mean, we'll go through that more when we get to
spoiler season.
And obviously they did release a bit of a roadmap, right, of when these dates are going to be out, and sort of, reveal season and art reveal and all that stuff.
Exactly. So Yu Yu Hakusho hits February 23rd. So I'm hoping we're hoping there's something that happens at the HLC for it. But it's although it's very likely with how constricted it is this time.
Yeah, maybe you might get a release event like we did at Vegas.
But last time it was on the Friday beforehand, and this time it's last chance qualifiers. So
yeah, maybe they do, maybe they don't.
Yeah, if they don't, it'd be cool, but it wouldn't be so close. And then we've got challenge decks, which hit.
I suspect if they were going to, they would have announced it by now.
Then we've got challenge decks, which hit January 19th, and it has been confirmed that Spike is going international.
Okay.
So
both are going to be available over here.
Yeah, there was a few stores that were displaying Spike as being pre-order. So a couple of people reached out to me like, "Can you check on this?" So I'm like, "Okay, yeah, cool. I'll be EU liaison to UVS, fine." Messaged them, and I was like, "Yeah, is this happening?" Great, UVS. They went away, came back, and went, "As far as we know, the stores are correct. Spike is coming." He's like, "Yes, let's go."
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because us not having access to, part of the standard product range would be awkward.
That's just the same thing as what's happened with Godzilla. I got my Godzilla. Yeah. Kyle opened my Godzilla. I got a regular Godzilla. Still looks good.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to figure out what I'm going to do with 3 boxes of 7th Cross.
Play some sealed games with people.
I'm very far away from anyone.
Yeah.
So let's get on to.
So all that stuff we've just talked about. Obviously, you can go and watch the first video on the UKVersus YouTube channel, where Levi goes through everything and goes through more detail. So that's just a rough thing. And obviously, when it comes to the cards themselves, we'll go through them in more detail when it gets to more towards, like I say, spoiler season. So,
yeah, first one was very interesting to watch. It was very cool to see them doing it, and I hope we get some more forms from them.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's going to be a semi-regular thing. I would think. I
hope it is. Because it was really cool to see. There's more articles coming out from it. No sleeve, no card behind has written some articles who are UK based one, which is really cool. Hopefully we can get more UK content creators covering cards for that.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the main event. Why don't you talk us through Hawks and what you're thinking of how you build him?
Yeah, so obviously he's on evil, good, and order, right? So he's 627, pro-hero villain. Started combat phase up to 2 copies of Hawk's Feather from your discard to your hand. Enhance once per turn, make it high. You can then spooky it, switches speed and damage. And then once per enhanced step after attack speed, modify this +1 up on speed. So I think a lot of people have gravitated towards evil on this one. I don't think I want to do evil. I think I'm going to do order. I think order will be more interesting. But yeah, so we'll just sort of go through the process. So like, obviously we need the 4 Hawk's Feathers, no brainer. Obviously he wants to punish highs right on block. So order and evil get access to showdown, right? So we're probably going to have showdowns. I think order and evil both get vile seizing, so that's a good shout to be in the deck to start with. And just general either speed pump or speed hate is going to be good. Obviously the feathers sort of do that for him as well. And a lot of it's going to be just sort of finding damage, really, right? Because he doesn't do that on face. So yeah, I guess we'll just have a look and go through things. So using this stuff, I'm assuming Jetburn's already in the My Hero stuff. So we're just going to look through attacks for now and see where we're going to go. So we just want order. And let's have a look. So yeah, I've started off. Go back. Yeah, so we've got our Hawks, we've got our 4 feathers. That's our start. That's our sort of mandatory for any Hawks deck, no matter what symbol. Yeah, that's your start.
So for those of us who are not fully aware, what does Hawks Feather actually do?
Yeah, so Hawks
and how does it synergize with Hawks?
Well, it's a 1 difficulty 3 check attack. It's a 1 mid for 1 with a 2 mid block. If it's removed by an effect, you add it to the bottom of your deck instead. And you can enhance from hand, which means that you make a check to give an attack +2 or -3 speed, which with Hawks' response is either effectively +3 or -4. And then it's got ranged weapon, and then the Hawks enhance, it gets +2 damage. So in him, it's just a 1 mid for 3, and as long as you've got them in your sideboard, in your discard pile at the end of your turn, you're effectively an 8-hander. And yeah, like these are low impact. But they're attacks that can come in for 3 damage plus any pump you can put on one late in the string to, finish out a string, right? Because, you're playing a 4 diff as your 5th attack. That's on an 8. Whereas this is going to be on a 5, right? So it lets you string that a little bit harder. And obviously he's got cards that work with the feathers. So, we'll go through all of those. But yeah, so it's just sort of free cards. So, we can use them in multiple ways. Like, say, we can use them as string. We can use them for that speed damage / speed hate on the turns, or we can use them as pitch fodder, right? So, we're never unhappy to discard a Hawk's Feather to something because we know we want them in our discard pile. We always have to hit them up. So when I was having the original thing, one of the first cards that came to mind, it's probably going to be back here. Was high engine kick, right? As an option in Hawks. Whether we put it in there or not, I don't know. But discard a card. The attack gets +2 speed. If you discard an attack, it's +4. Draw 1 card. Hawk's Feather's a perfect thing to discarding to high engine kick, right? So gets +4 speed, you draw your card, gets an extra 1 from Hawk. So that's like a 9 high for 4. If you can get damage on it, it's big game. So this was one of the first, and it's got a very nice 1-minute block on it. So that was one of the first cards that came to mind. But we'll do what I usually do, is just sort of go through all the attacks, work out what I may or might want, and just chuck him in as a one-off in the deck. Hell Spider is bonkers, so we're just going to add 1 for now. Jet Burn, I don't think so. Plus Ultronic is not good. I don't think we're not comboing high blocks. If Feather had a high block, I'd consider it. I don't think we want any gentle stuff. Yeah, I don't think we want any of that gentle stuff. We're probably going to want Hawks' kit. So again, we'll chuck 1 each of all of those in there. Whether we actually use them or not. Bean Balls, don't think so. I just want to jam Haunting as 4x in every deck, but I don't think we should. 5 Vengeance. We're not really doing self-mill stuff, so I don't think we want that. Indiscriminate's always on the table when we're playing Order. We're not doing bullet punches. We're not doing flurry. We're probably not doing a lot of set 5 stuff because it's obviously a lot of play from other zone stuff, right? I don't think we're going to be keywording ourselves. So, like, just looking at what we've added, we've got Fury ranged, weapon, charge range. So we conceive it in ranged weapon. So conceivably we could do a range thing. Conceivably we could do a weapon thing.
So talk us through why you went with Order over something like Good, where Good has access to Mirio's kit, which does benefit from changing of zones.
Because I thought Order might be interesting, and honestly, I thought the idea of playing High Engine Kick was cool. So that's literally the entire, and I think Order is probably one that people are going to build the least on Hawks. So hence why I just thought I'd give it a bash. We're not sealing stuff. We don't really want to play that. We're not doing that. We're not doing slams. We're not doing that. I don't think we want Inverted Nitro. I don't think we care about the momentum enough. We don't want lockdown stuff because it's bad. We're not playing from other zones. We're not doing this. We're not doing punches.
One of the good things about the Inverted Nitro is you can discard the Hawk's Feather to play it, and then you've got one of your discards to pick back up.
Yes. But it says a form, right? So you get it for next turn. I mean, let's put it on the table because you might want the low block. I don't think we will, but I mean, it's possible we end up with enough punches in the end that we want repeated. So let's just put it in there because it's kind of busted. We don't tormenting glare.
Did we add any chronostasis trigger?
No, we're not playing it from another zone, right?
Well, it's a breaker 2 that changes zone because we have the evil symbol. And it still freezes at 1 even if it's not played from somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's only the.
It's only the committal.
On the hand, it only gets the stun. Okay, we can add that on the table as like an option. We'll do the normal vial season rather than these ones. So we've got Carolina, no. Final smash. I mean, I suppose we could do Order punches is an option, but I don't think Order.
If we do end up going repeated, I would say final smash would be brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to do Order punches, then final smash is on the table, but I don't think that's what I want to do. I do love myself a knee smash. I was very down on that card, and Mike taught me around in it. There's our weekly Mike Hardiman shout out. No. I love me a Decaying Palm Slam. I'm going to put it on the table and probably not play it. Vial Season, we're probably going to be playing a 4-world. because again, it's that one high breaker one. We can make anything high whenever we want. So we're not really doing stuff there. No. I don't think we're going to end up with enough kicks because none of his kit are kicks, and I think we're going to be wanting playing plenty of his stuff. So I don't think we're going to be wanting kick-based stuff. We're not pumping both stats for. I'm not blazing icicle. I hate blood moon rending. Everyone's doing blood moon rending. We're not doing that. We're going to do something different. Doesn't have damage. I mean, Brandish Steel is easy to turn on, right? Because we've always got the weapon to go along with it, with Hawk's Feather. But it's also kind of poopy. Extendo Hair I love, but I don't think that happens. I mean, we do turn on Funny Punch very easily, right? We just Hawk's Feather, Punny Punch. Let's put Funny Punch on the table. Oh no, where are we? And I don't think we're going to do it, but we're going to consider it. We're probably not doing enough lows, or we're not doing frozen slash things. Laceration, I don't think we want that. No. Again, we got wind up punch and all the punches if you want to do that. We've got cat punch if you want to do that.
I mean, cat punch can commit for speed, and then Hawks responds for even more speed.
Yes, so it's going to be what for 5 mid for 6. If they block it, I get to draw. Well, it's a 5. Yeah, 5 mid for 6, but it's effectively a 5 diff at that point.
Oh, it's a 6 high for 5.
Yes. I think if we want to do punches, we do that. But I don't think we're going to be doing punches. I suspect. Searing Glacial Storm is funny.
That's the sideboard. You put a couple of those for the sideboard.
Don't think we want that. This
also, if you want to streamline your deck adding, if you just click the plus at the top of the card, you can just add it to the side from there.
Oh, okay. Giant Bite Detention is sweet. Are we doing high attacks? We do have a lot of high attacks. Let's refresh that, what we've got so far. Okay, we could be doing Giant Bite Detention stuff. We could do Dropkick Slicer stuff, which is also sweet. I don't know whether I'm brave enough to, so I'm not going to. I mean, Jolt's obviously a good card. We've got Indiscriminate. Do we care about Grasping Tape Toss? Probably not. Or we don't think we care about Tape Swing, although we do get to change the zone, right? And then we could consider Tape Swing things. I do love me a Tape Swing. I don't... excuse me. I don't... oh, frog in my throat. Don't think we're doing this stuff. No. If we do enough kicks, but I don't think we're going to, we don't want those. I mean, Recipro Burst is a very nice finisher. I don't think we want Full Cowling. I don't think we want that. I do think we want that. Okay. So we've got 21 here. So I guess which are the ones we want to do and which ones don't want to do. So I think I'm going to cut repeated, so I don't think we want to do that. I don't think we want to do...
Yeah, I was going to say Focus Attack plays that would go.
I mean, we could just play... I suppose the trouble is, if we play mono highs, we're just not getting the benefit of our offensive once per turn, right? I don't think I want Inverted Knife Throw, but what I usually do when I cut things is I add it to the sideboard and move the main board, so it's just there on the table. I think we want at least 3 seizing because I don't think we're doing keyword stuff, right? I don't think we want palm slam. Don't think we want recipro burst. Spider's messed up. So let's look at feather rush. So this is if you have exactly 4 cards, it ignores stress of difficulty, and if you have Hawkless Feather, draw a card. 5 damage on our 4 difficulty with a bit of EX on it. It's sort of our alleyway ambush, right? That also draws us cards and is only a 4. So I think we probably want to do Feather Rush. So let's set it up to a 4. We're all of a sudden getting too many attacks. Feather Sword Slash. So that goes and tutors for our Hawk's Feather, so it might be too important. And discard a card plus 3 damage. Obviously, you can discard the Hawk's Feather itself. We probably want at least 2 copies of that. I think we probably don't have room for that. I don't think we have room for this. We might still do this. I love me a high engine kick, but we might come out. I feel like we're not really doing stone stuff, but indiscriminate does kill people. It's interesting because if we're playing almost like this mono highs deck, they're not going to keep a low block for indiscriminate. I think we're not going to play the 2, so we'll get rid of tape swing. So in terms of like attacks, in terms of just overall deck, I try and for a first pass on a character, I try and go for around 60, right? So like 20 attacks, 40 foundations. So obviously we're over that currently as it is. However, I don't think I really want to count these Hawk's Feather in my attacks, right? They're almost like half an attack. So let's look at his ultra rare. You enhance card pool, your attack gets +1 speed. Your Hawk's Feather don't count towards progressive difficulty. It's also a kill, right? Because it's got the powerful 2. It's sort of another Hell Spider. It's got a low block, so we're probably playing at least 3, probably the 4th. And I guess we're running into the issue a bit of this set of I just sort of want to play his own kit. So 3 of those, 3 of those. I mean, maybe only 2 of those. I don't know if we've got room for Jolt with another high block. I don't think we're going to be doing giant bite detention things. I do want to play a high engine kick because I think it's legitimately going to be good. So that gives us 25, but that is 4 feathers. So we probably need to trim this down a little bit, right? And I suppose the question is, how do we feel about indiscriminate here? We're not really doing stun on anything, but it does kill people.
It does, and the moment you check one on display one, they'll have to hold a low. The main issue I can see is how often is our ability actually going to change zones?
What do you mean? What on offense?
Yeah.
I mean, it works on Hawk's Feather, right? But like, these are all more damage. We don't really want to be swapping it.
No, but if our opponent just held all high blocks and wanted, say, maybe one low, one mid, how much damage are you actually going to get through?
Yeah, but they obviously know about the changing to high anyway, so it just starting as high almost doesn't matter. And you just sort of overload a zone, and then you've got these that are coming in lows. There's lows. But like, there's not really too much. But the trouble is that you look at. I think Hell Spider's too good to not play. I mean, we can probably trim us. Yeah.
I think the chronostasis triggers are going to be very good to help with that because you can make them low and you can take advantage and turn characters off.
Yeah. I suppose the question is, we probably don't necessarily want 4 of these. We probably want to trim that down to a 3. I think this is our, ideally our lead off, right? A feather storm into a spider into feather sword slash feather swords, feather rush or something. Yeah, I'm not sure about the indiscriminates here. I mean, having the chronostasis trigger in there would be nice. I feel like just having this as a cheeky one-off is the option. And then we can probably add, let's say...
Don't forget you can do it from the top corner.
Yeah, it's just my stupid browser keeps obviously giving the image thing and it's being annoying. So it's 23, but there's only 19 real attacks with this, right? So I think that's probably okay. And I think maybe this becomes a 2, and then we do that up to a 2. And ultimately, part of this is trying stuff, right? So this might need to be a 3, just to give us our ways of getting our feathers when we don't draw them naturally. But a lot of this is, especially sort of on a version 0 of a deck, is sort of trying stuff out, right? Is seeing what works and what doesn't.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd be running 3 or 4 chronostasis triggers. Just that Breaker 2 is so good early on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. So I think I'm sort of happy there with our attack lineup for now. So then the next thing I would do is I'll reset that. We'll go to order, my hero, and then we'll look at actions and assets, right? And see if there's anything they want to play, because there will be, and obviously the main one being
Fierce Wings.
Probably 3, maybe 2, just because I know there's going to be other action jobs. We don't want Deadbolt. We don't want Lover Mode. I don't think that does anything for us. I don't think we want these. Labrava's funny, but I don't think that. Obviously, we want 2 showdowns, I think, is the answer. Just being able to show down people on offense seems crack-a-lacka. Tracking device, best card in the game. We do get futures now. Huh, interesting. I guess we've got I don't know, do we want futures now? I'm not sure. I think we'll struggle for space.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not like we gain anything from stuff in our card pool.
No.
A couple of runaways to the side make sense.
Runaway would be a sideboard card. I'm not going to. I generally don't. Again, version 0 generally don't build a sideboard. Like what sits in the sideboard is the stuff I was considering. I love Flexumite, but I don't think this is right for it. USJ. No, I don't think so. I don't think we're training weights. Again, Blood Curdle would consider being like a sideboard option. Like this is sort of interesting, right? So you block with it, you get to build it committed, and then you just kind of play a feather, guarantees your momentum, right?
I mean,
it's just a freebie.
At the same time, if you play feather, chances are the 1/1 is going to go through.
Yeah. Well, it's a 1/3, right? So
Zarin makes a good point about pro hero rankings. It's a way to protect the feathers from being exiled during cycling.
We'll kill him before we cycle. I yeah, I don't want to play like. I mean, we a pro hero? Assuming we are, right? Okay, so we do get the pro hero breaker on it, right? And it is a way of pumping damage if we draw a bunch of cards. Okay, maybe you sold me on one in the main. Okay.
Nothing wrong with
Fine.
one of the main. Also, just some nice stuff.
What? So Libravo's enhanced. We basically one of the things I'm sort of in the back of my mind that we're going to need to find is damage, right? So we're evil, order, good. So we've got that shares all three. That shares all three. That shares two. That shares two. That shares one. All three. One. Okay.
Have you thought about training weights then for damage?
I don't like training rates if you can't abuse it, right? I don't think we want this. Again, we get the villain response, but I don't think we want it. We've got too many non-foundations. Okay, I think I'm happy with their one our found our actions and assets. So let's look at our foundations. So we will start with our zeros. Have we got anything that works with gotcha? Is the question. Are we committing stuff?
We could commit training weights.
I know, but we're not doing that. See, I think if we want a low block, it either one man inferno is probably okay as a way of sort of milling into your feathers, right? Your finished is solid, just as it's got a reasonable ability. Sometimes you can draw a card and it's got a deadlock on it.
Foresight's pretty decent to check if you're going to be able to pass that next risky build.
Yeah, but then it's a remove. I'd rather play your finished or one man inferno over it. So we're gonna just play one man inferno as like a way of getting our feathers into our thing. We'll play 4 desperate tons of low block and then requesting because it's Busto. Again, we might just trim numbers here, but we're just starting with zeros for now. Oh, no. Right, let's look at our one diffs. Internet sensation, no. Feather control, remove add one from your card pool to your hand. Okay. So that's just pumping off feathers. I don't know how much I like it, so we'll just add one for now. Relaxed demeanor. Yeah, I mean that's just a no-brainer. We probably want 4 of those, right? Creeped out. Yeah. I don't think we're doing enough self-mill for Lust for Battle. I like Season Brawler. I don't like this. We don't like this. I like Kindle. I don't know if I want a heroic icon, but I'm going to put it on the table. Army will work. What block breakers? We got self sack, that's fine. Ice breaking I like just because it's obviously adding +1 to those values, so we'll add that as a 3. Tape's almost like a non-bow, right?
So tape with chronostasis trigger is very powerful.
Yeah. We're not doing punches. We probably want at least 3 self sacks. Calling for backup just goes a 4. We don't class 1A. I don't know if there's anything I've missed there from my 1 diffs I'm interested in. Yeah, I don't think I want idle work. Whether we want this or not, I don't know. Okay, so let's go look at our 2s. I don't think we'll go faster. I think we might want maybe 1 or 2 elasticity. I kind of like that card. Just a stun hate. We're not doing slams or taunts, are we? So I don't think we're doing this. Let's go on. So this one's pro hero response. So obviously this has got Hawks' face on it, but let's see. To go on into multi-role plays a non-character ability that commits or steals a number of foundations, cancel it. So a stun hate, losing a health for -1 speed is
Well, it's not -1, is it? Because it's -2 with Hawks' response.
Well, yeah. Again, obviously it's only once for enhanced phase, right?
Once per enhanced step. So yeah.
After you block with this card builder committed, that seems decent just as a freebie, right? So we'll probably play 3 for now. Incompatible quirks, I think it just goes in as a 1. Strength and beauty, we're not playing mids. I don't know about Hacker Extraordinaire, how flipping assets, how useful that is going forward.
I mean, it's a great momentum generator.
Yeah, we don't really only take a 5 more damage though. We want to be blocking and breaking them, right? Passing probably goes in as at least a 3 for now. No. See, looking for a challenge is interesting because quite often we're going to be just like our feathers are our easy blocks, right? And it's stun hate. I don't think we're going to have room for it. No. No, 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 no. I like an in control just as some more speed hate and low blocks. Don't think we need Mastermind's Apprentice. I usually chuck at least 1 citywide for resets.
No can't escape me's?
I feel like it's a sideboard for me. Yeah. I mean, we can probably chuck it in as a one-off for now. I think I want 3 to 4 lineages because that's a way of getting damage because we can get speed easy. And it's also speed hate, right?
Yeah.
Don't think we're creepy. Don't like classmate. We don't want that. We don't want those. No.
What was at the top?
Duty. Think fast. Huh. Think fast is interesting as a cheeky one-off. Just a way of actually this is a low. You didn't hold low blocks, did you? Sucker.
It's also that you can make something a high, swap its speed and damage, give it +1/+1, and then make it a low if you want to. Go, haha.
Yeah, unexpected hero seems good. Just giving it -3 speed, +3 damage, spooking it on face. I don't think we want challenging the fakes. I don't think we want hero killer. I don't think we want travel by tape solving. No. We're not doing stun attacks, so I don't think we want making a stand. Okay. So then let's look at our 3s. I think the new number 1's very good as a one-off. Proud Sign, I don't think so. I love me a league invitation. Defrosting, I think might go in as a 2 of, just because it's the -1 speed plus 2 damage. Actually, it's -2 speed, so it's just we could always trigger that minus speed, right, and all the plus speed.
Yeah.
I don't.
And it's a great way to mill out the Hawks feathers.
Yeah, exactly. So we might lose the League Invitations in the end, but we'll see.
Sticky balls?
Not if. Yeah, it's good, but I think we're gonna. I think I value these defrosting and new #1 and League Invitation. Like this is like the 4th on my list.
Fair enough.
In terms of ones I want to play. Like we're not doing tongue whip stuff. We're not doing that. So I think I'd rather. I think all the 3 diff slots are going to be taken by new #1 defrosting and League Invitation, and there's going to be no room for sticky balls.
That's fair.
Okay, so we have got 89 cards, a mere 89. Okay, I think the Brav is cute, but it goes. I might end up taking this out. So let's look at our block zones. Okay, so we probably want to just lose something. It's quite, that's like, in terms of percentages, that's quite a nice split. So we probably want to lose across the board, really. We probably want to lose some zeros. We could probably, I've got 3, 10, I suppose that's counting the actions as well, yeah. I think League Invitation probably goes, actually, because we're not doing any other stun, and yeah, we can probably trim this to a 2. I think Can't Escape Me goes into the side. I like this. We can probably no. Let's look at our zeros. So we can lose probably 2 Desperate Times. We can lose 1 Requesting, and we can lose 1 of these. In fact, probably 2 of those actually. Only for so no, it's 8. We want 8 zeros. There we are. I think that's fine for our zeros. I don't know that I like Feather Control at all, so let's pop it in the sideboard for now. Those are mandatory. Obviously, these, so Heroic Icon, I don't think we want. Get rid of that. Kindle the Flames, I do like. I think Tape we can cut down to 2, possibly cut entirely. I do like me a Seasoned Brawler. I don't know how much we need it. How many are we at now? 77. So we've got to cut 17 cards. I think we have to cut an attack actually. I'm gonna get rid of the Pro Hero rankings. I'm not sold. I think we just kill them. I might be wrong. Looking a lot like the Indiscriminate to me, but I really want to play an Indiscriminate. I think it's possibly this. A Feather Sword Slash. Just looking at it. I don't know how much I want to commit the foundation and get the feather from it. I think we want those. I think House Spider's kind of messed up. I mean, it might be the case that high engine kick isn't the answer here, right? And my dream of playing this card in this deck just doesn't work.
Yeah, if high engine kick has good synergy, but I think Feather Sword Slash is doing the exact same thing, but for damage.
Yeah.
Because you commit Foundation, go get a Hawk's Feather, discard the Hawk's Feather, guarantee you've got one in the discard, and then you get 3 damage from that. And then Hawks can do speed anyway.
Well, I'm going to say that I do think that high engine kick has a place, right? I think there's probably something you can do with it. Okay, so we've got 22, so we need to cut 15 foundations. I think I like my threes. I think we can cut a passing. We can definitely cut an in control. You can probably cut one of these actually. Again, we're going to end up with lots of two ofs, but I think that's fine. I don't think we want this. I think it's probably a bit.
Do we need the incompatible quirks?
I like it as a one-off. Probably can cut the season brawler. Do we need tape? You've effectively got like a pseudo tape on face, right? So we're at 70. What's our block zones looking like? So yeah, just for people look. So our block zones are looking great. We probably want to skew a bit towards high, right? So yeah, just for obviously people listening. So this is obviously where I'm just sort of refining my initial list, and just looking at what we can do. And just sort of cutting cards here and there. And again, you'll notice there's a lot of twos and one-offs because obviously we're just trying stuff, right? We just sort of I want to as a version 0 list. I want to try things out. Like I really want to keep this thing fast in here, but I think it probably goes. And I just put the stuff sort of into the sideboard just so it's like, okay, these are the things I was thinking about if stuff in here doesn't work out. We do have what 1, 2, 3. We've got a 7-4 diffs, or 4 checks. We probably want to cut that down. We can't cut relaxed demeanors. I think they're too important. So I think in controls go. I like my threes. I like these. I like the citywide crisis. Passing's a potential. Don't know about elasticity. I do like this, but it might just be cute.
Do you need 4 call for backups? Can that be cut to a 3?
It's just we don't have any. How else are we drawing cards, right? Like Val season potentially. Obviously we've got effectively 2 cards here, right? We can potentially draw cards off here for the rush. We're not drawing cards on anything.
You got passing the torch.
We've got passing, but like I'd rather cut passing than calling for backup. I think Kindle probably goes. I think we can probably cut tape. 64. I think we can cut this down to a one-off. Just a little bit of stun hate. And then how are we looking on block zones? Okay. So I think we can probably cut a mid or a high. I like these. I like all these. That's our ways of drawing cards. I like the one reset. Like we really want to block this, but like I'm wondering if this is the card that isn't good enough. And then where are we at? 61? Is that including our character, is the question. So we got 35, 22, so that's 57, 61. Okay, it doesn't count the character. Because, like, you know, we almost might want to play more of these at some point, but Fine.
That would be a sideboard thing.
Yeah. So we need to cut one card. I think it's probably an ice gliding.
Say yeah, the build 2 to fight those feathers and a free build is very powerful.
Yes, it's good, but I think other stuff is possibly better. Yeah, so I think this is where I start as like I think we've got enough self mill, right? We don't need to go too hard on it. Like we've got hell spiders that are doing it. We've got feather sword slash that goes and gets them. We've got relaxed demeanor that gets them. We've got one man infernos that do stuff. So I don't think, and we've got defrostings as well. I don't think we need any more of that. I think this is where I'd start. I don't know about you, but were there any sort of comments from you, Brett, in terms of like anything you would change? It does everything like it. I know. I feel like you're not necessarily a fan of the card, but I think it's very good. It's a repeatable release on your turn, right? You just blood foundation, ready it, and also then if you are trying to string and do I'm going to play 4 attacks into my feather rushes. It's a way of like having a foundation that renders itself during your turn, right? I think it's very good as a one-off, and it's definitely a card I want to. On face, it reads like it should play well, and it's definitely a card I want to play with and test with and see how it works for me. I almost want actually. You know what? I'm going to cut the Citywide Crisis and play a second new number 1 because the card does the same thing but doesn't check a 4 and only does it on a commit rather than a destroy. Yeah, like I could see maybe passing coming out and change other things. I could see elasticity not sort of holding its weight. Like I could certainly see some changes in the attack lineup, but I think that's where I'd start. And I think the one thing this deck's probably a struggle with is damage. So you've got like these 2 diffs in lineage and unexpected hero that you obviously can use offensively. You can use obviously defrosting offensively for damage. So we've got self sack. So I mean, we've got a certain amount of damage pump. So how does Hawks read? Not that one. That's the feather. Hold on. Okay. So Hawks turns defrosting into just mill 1 plus 2 damage, right?
Yeah.
Because you give it -1 speed and then you respond for +1 speed.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Defrosting seems sweet, actually, in Hawks. And then it's like, okay, I will then defensively give it a -2 speed. So, yeah, that seems sweet. Okay, I think that's where I would start, right? So we've got 22 attacks, but 4 of them are feathers. It might be indiscriminate, doesn't fit in here. It's just we've got some things that are pressuring low, and then we've got the chronostasis. I don't know how I feel about chronostasis triggering here. To be honest, I think it might. I might end up wanting to cut it for other things, but I think it's worth a try. I think how.
I mean, Cross this Street is a very balanced attack for its benefits of offense and defense.
Yes, I agree. It just again like it might be one of those things where actually we just need to be playing 4 of these or 4 of these or 4 of these, and that just ends up on the cutting floor. Because like Viral Seizing is like damage and card draw, right, and also deadlock threat. Like we've how much? So we've got deadlock here, we've got deadlock here. We got much other deadlock within our deck as well.
Not really.
No, but seizing and
While
feather sword
seizing's
smash.
usually enough.
Yeah. So again, one of those other things that you think of when you're building these decks is, okay, do I have anywhere freshman deadlock? And sometimes you don't, and sometimes that's okay. But it's possible we should cut a couple of these zeros maybe, and just put some more impactful stuff in. But I think that's where I'd start. Looking at our stats here, which is very nice. So we've got like a reasonable
here,
right?
Zane, Tongue Whip is not on order. Yeah, if this was an evil build, then Tongue Whip would definitely go in because be able to make it high. After it's got damage, you make it hard to block.
If I was playing evil, then yes, I'd almost certainly be considering Tongue Whip, but I just like to play this in order. So so we've got a reasonable curve here, right? So we're only playing 4 or 5 diffs, and we're playing lots of 4s. Obviously, 4 of those ones are feathers. So then we've got a reasonable curve of foundations. We're playing a decent number of high damage attacks. Our block zones look decent. Actually, we've gone quite low on highs actually now, just looking at it. So I think we want to change and get some lows and mids out of there and make some highs. So I think and we want good blocks. What did I move to the board?
City Red Crisis is a high. Season Brawl is a high.
I think maybe we do play 2 of those then. I think we can probably. I think we can cut a passing actually. Just have 1. I'm wondering how much momentum we're actually going to end up with in this deck, to be honest. So maybe we trim a requesting. And I think, 7-0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros is fine, I think. Okay, that looks a bit healthier. And we've got 4 actions that we're using sort of primarily just as blocks, right? I mean, this can pick up stuff, but these are our blocks. We might want a 3rd showdown in here. These are kind of almost pseudo blocks, right? Or pseudo actions because we want to be blocking with them for the breakers. I think obviously Take to the Sky is almost like a pseudo action, right? Because we want to be blocking with it. I think I'd start with trying that there. I think maybe we trim one of these and then put in 3rd Desperate Times just as a high. Yeah, I think that's where I'd start with. And then obviously all this stuff is the stuff obviously I considered and ended up cutting, and I think that's a reasonable sort of balance. 38 to 22 is reasonable given effectively the feathers aren't really attacks, right? They're sort of almost non-cards.
They're like half actions because you add them to your card pool to get extra damage.
Yeah, so they're almost like half an attack, half an action. Our block mods are fine. We've got some decent 1s and 2s. These are this is the numbers where we want our high blocks to be at, right? We want to be blockings on 1s and 2s when we're changing things to high. pressuring the high zone, but then we've still got our. You need to consider all three, but high is gonna be the one that's gonna be pushed. So yeah, I think that's where I leave it as a version 1, and this would be something like I'd happily test with and see how that works out.
If I was feeling better, I'd definitely offer to test it against something, but I am getting worse on the stream.
No worries, buddy. Well, hopefully everyone in chat, thanks for joining us, Zane, aka Gary. Yeah, and hope everyone in chat sort of enjoyed this build along and sort of how I think through building a deck. And yeah, so this being version 0, this be the sort of thing where I test it and then be like, okay, actually, Hellspider's messed up, but it isn't quite right in this deck, and change it for more stuff, or Chronostasis isn't pulling its weight, or actually Featherstorm is busted, but you need to play the 4th. Or you need the 4 Feather Rushes, things like that, and like the foundations, it's like what works, what doesn't. It might be a case of actually you don't need these, or elasticity didn't do anything, so we can cut it out, and maybe passing didn't do enough, and maybe Heroic Lineage was like did the work, so we want to play a 4th, and those sort of things that you only really find out by just playing and testing, right? And so that's why when I come to those version 0s, there's a lot of 1s and 2s and bits and bobs, just so I can try and test these things and see how it works. And yeah, I think that's where I'd start with, and hopefully that's helpful and fun for people.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting build. Like you said, Order's probably going to be the one that gets built on the least, because good and evil got a lot last set, and good has got a lot this set.
Yeah, I think actually between Heroic Lineage and Defrosting, that's a bit there. I think they're a good reason to play Order, right? Because you can almost always trigger both of these. The Lineage obviously then commits a -4 with Hawks, and there is a bit of Shoto 2 problems with Hawks, right? Where you look at all these speed and damage bonuses, and it's like they're much better with an extra -1 or +1, and obviously it's only 1 for enhance phase. But Lineage, yes, yeah. So yeah, and I think, but like Defrosting and Lineage were like good enough to play on their own, right? So I think that's where I start, and that's hopefully everyone enjoyed it. We'll probably end the stream there, just because obviously Brett is not feeling well. Yeah, we'll go through that, and I definitely won't be taking the piss out of Brett one at all. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Yeah. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, again, thanks for watching. Do all of the algorithm things, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Twitch, subscribe on Twitch if you want to. Obviously, chuck us your Prime subscriptions if you got those going. But yeah, it obviously helps out the channel greatly, and we'll see you next time. Yeah.